Nation, the last time a team threw for 3 or less passes in the NFL was 1974. Bill Belichick was still in college. He's the star coach in 1975. Man, our nation, let's go, baby.
Take that step back. We are seeing the true quarterback that he really is, which he is not a very good quarterback.
Welcome to the Man Now, where we taking over. It's time to give you them facts. Won't miss a game or two, cause we here for you and we reporting all of them stats. We coming to you live to keep you updated. Broadcast across the country, we the fan favorites. Break the volume to the max and don't nobody touch it. We crossing topics off the list, addressing every subject. So if you ain't got a clue, then you can tune in and give it 24 hours and we back again. Breaking news, new scoops, we the top dogs. From the fields to the courts, we report it all. Buzzer beaters through your speakers, we the ones to call. Trust us for the news if it's got a ball. Giving you the top stories cause we love the turf. Tell a friend to tune in and where you heard it first. Yeah, you're listening to the Man Now. We taking over, it's time to give you them stats. Yeah, you listen to the Man Now. Miss a game or two cause we reporting all of them facts. Yeah, you listen to the Man Now. We taking over, it's time to give you them facts. Turn the speakers up a little loud. Miss a game or two cause we reporting all of them stats. Cause you listen to the Man Hour.
And what is up, Man Hour Nation? Michael Buckeister here with the Man Hour. Be sure to head over to manhourradio.com and check out the merchandise page. And it is fresh. It is clean. And you know what? All proceeds from the Man Hour merch store from now until the end of the year. All merch, Beastie merch, Man Hour logo merch, the Takeaway 22 merch, all of it is going to a nonprofit motorcycle organization back in Topeka, Kansas. Yes, my daddy is the president of that motorcycle particular club. This is for PDS military people, guys. They take people to and from medical appointments. They help find them housing. They feed them. They clothe them. Because a transition from the military, from active military duties to the civilian life is very, very difficult one. So that's why we had the Takeaway 22 merch here, guys. You see the teal ribbon with the Takeaway 22 has a Man Hour website on the back, guys. Support it. All proceeds from the Takeaway 22 merch goes directly to them for all those purposes, guys. PTSD is a real thing. 22 soldiers a day is way too many. Let's cut that down to zero. Suicide, period, is not the answer. So if you guys ever need anybody to talk to, reach out to me at manhour_buck on the Twitter machine. Reach out to Luke G. Luke G is a big advocate of suicide prevention. Reach out to Combs. Reach out to whoever you need to talk to, guys. Somebody is there to listen, especially here at Man Hour. Do not make a choice that is going to affect people here on Earth. It is very, very hard for us, very, very, very passionate. I see people jumping in the chat. I see Trent. I see Drew. I see Trace. I see Alpha. Guys, what is up? What is up? What is up? I'm glad you guys are here tonight. Guys, we do got an action-packed show tonight. We got Luke G from Field G's Review. Guys, hit that subscribe button. Luke G's YouTube channel is in the description. I was on there earlier tonight, and I absolutely have a blast every time I am over there. He'll be joining us here for his weekly Tuesday segment here. We're going to talk some analytics, some football and analytics with my man, Luke G. Really excited about that. Of course, we are going to talk some Kansas City Chiefs. We are going to talk about the Buffalo Bills, the Denver Broncos, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Miami Dolphins. And, of course, we're going to talk Monday Night Football as well. Alpha Rob says it pissed me off from the Portland last night. Alpha Rob, we are going to be talking about some Buffalo Bill guys. But, guys, before we dive into it, I've done my spiel about Takeaway 22, guys. The link is in the description, guys. Help us out. Support a great cause. And but we have to let you guys know about the join button here, the members only tab. As you guys hear, Drew is a member here at youtube.com/Man Hour. He simply hit the join button as low as 99 cents a month. You get behind the scenes footage. So right now I am streaming behind the scenes footage. Did you guys see? Here, let me lower my chair. There we go. Boom. Now, yeah, now I'm in camera. So, you guys get to see what happens during the breaks. Mixed in with that, you get the after show. We're going to start sprinkling the pre-show as well. Usually about 7:30 East Coast time. So guys, hit that join button, support the Man Hour, and get us to where we think we should be. I mean, we can think all we want, but let's just be honest, guys. We think we are the best damn sports show on the planet, and we need your guys' to support to help us get there 100%. But so hey, hit that join button. YouTube.com/man hour, little 99 cents a month. There are 4 different levels. 99 cents gets you access to the behind the scenes footage. The pre-show, the pre-show. $2.99 will get you to the pre-show and the behind the scenes footage and after show. The $5.99 will get you access to all of that plus a free t-shirt after 6 months. Drew, I need to get you the shirt, man. So Drew, let me know what t-shirt you want. And then of course you guys, the 99 member, you get a hoodie every time you are part of the Man Hour crew. So with all that being said, guys, Buck Nasty is flying solo. I got Luke G coming on here about 20 minutes. Pretty excited about it, but I'm not gonna lie. I've been kicking back some brews, guys. I've been kicking out some brews. What are you guys talking about? Did you mean to go live on the after hour stream again? Yes, I did, Drew. So I went live on the after hour show just to promote that we are going to be doing the after hour show and the behind the scenes footage all in one, plus the pre-show and all that stuff with all that good stuff. But guys, let's get into it. So last night, as you guys heard the stat, Mac Jones threw for 3 times. He was 2 for 3 for 19 yards for a passing rating of 4.7, I believe it was. Yeah, 4.7. But guys, last night, Monday Night Football, the New England Patriots flexed on the whole entire NFL. Yes, I know we got some Buffalo Bills fans out there. We got some Pats fans, a.k.a. Soup Boss. We got some Cardinals fans, Bucks fans, Chiefs fans, whatever, right? We welcome all kinds here at Man Hour. But guys, the New England Patriots flexed on the entire NFL last night. Why do you ask? Funny that you asked that. Because they've shown that they can win at any type of game that you throw at them. You want to pass the ball? Mac Jones is a pretty damn good passer. They got a pretty good receiver core. They can nickel and dime you down the field. Hey, you want to throw some 55-mile-an-hour winds and snowing at you? We'll just run the damn ball. Who really cares? Let me get that Lord throws out of here. We will just run the ball. So when I say the New England Patriots flexed on the entire league, because they have shown you how to beat these high-flying offenses. I'm talking about the Buffalo Bills, Kansas City Chiefs, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Arizona Cardinals. Who else is a high-flying offense? Ravens is not high-flying because they can't pass the damn ball, a.k.a. Lamar Jackson is a trash quarterback. But those 4 or 5 offenses that we'll throw out the Rams that's there as well. How do you beat these high-flying offenses, you might ask? Simply run the damn ball. Run the ball, keep the offenses off the field, and score when you get that opportunity. With that being said, they also have a stellar defense, so you stop them once or twice, and there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. You have a formula to win a lot of ball games. So the New England Patriots guys, they are a team not to fuck with right now. I said it. Do not mess with the New England Patriots right now. They will flex on you. They will beat you at your own game. You want to pass the ball, they'll pass the ball. They want to run the ball, we'll run the ball. Defensive battle, we'll have a defensive battle. It is what it is. It is what it is. Drew says, sorry guys, I'm not for sure what YTH you think how, what YTH, what does YTH mean? You would think, I don't know. Would you throw a ball 30 plus times and 40 plus? So Drew asked, would you throw the ball 30 plus time and 40 mile an hour per winds and snow? The answer to that question is absolutely not. Why? Because running the ball in January will win you a lot of games. Why will the Buffalo Bills be on the outside of the playoffs looking in? Because they can't run the ball. They simply cannot run the ball. Josh Allen was a 50% passer last night. Yes, it was 40-plus mile-an-hour winds. I get it. I get it. Whatever. He also had a quarterback rating of, 26.7, I believe it was. And Josh Allen was also the leading rusher for 39 yards. The Buffalo Bills had the worst offensive performance I have seen out of them in ever, I think. Hell, even when the Buffalo Bills were bad, they still have a better offensive production. Like out of that. Hell, Lamar Jackson throws better than 50%, and we know how great Lamar Jackson is at being quarterback. So when you say, would you throw 30 plus times in the wind and snow? No, but you also have to realize that you are the Buffalo Bills. You are what? How far is Buffalo off of the lake? Like maybe like 50, 60 miles. You are going to get the snow. You are going to get the wind. That's why you want home field advantage, so you have that advantage, right? You want the home field advantage, so you have the cold, you have the wind, and you have the snow to your advantage. And the Buffalo Bills are not built to win in cold. Right now, they are not running the ball. They are passing the ball at mediocre at best. So how can the Buffalo Bills fix this? Well, they just need to run the ball. They have Singletary and Moss that are absolutely monsters if they are utilized correctly. Why are they not using them? That is just it has been blowing my mind. Why are you not throwing this 1-2 punch people at everybody? Pop, 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 man, come on. Singletary and Moss, every fantasy owner, they had hell, we had Torion talking about handcuffing both of these running backs on your team, so you get all the yards from Singletary and then the touchdowns from Moss. Why are they not doing that? I don't know. It is so mind-boggling to me what the Buffalo Bills are doing right now. Mind-boggling to me. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. I got this bug in my throat, guys. So bear with me here tonight. Bear with me. I literally had way too much fun on the pre-show. I was rapping. I was singing some country, a little bit Taylor, a little bit of Tay. Alpha Rob says they cannot run the ball, Buck. They are slow as fuck. Can I say fuck? Yeah, because I do the editing, and then I write down at 8:12 p.m. East Coast time. I said the word fuck, and then 8:13. There we go. I said the word fuck again. So, but yeah, they says they're slow as fuck. They cannot run the ball because they are slow as AF. Who is slow as AF? Is it Singletary and Moss are slow as heck, or is it the offensive line slow as heck? Because it doesn't matter how fast a running back hits the line of scrimmage, as long as they're hitting the line of scrimmage north and south, shoulder square to the line, and they're hitting a hole hard. Some of the best running backs out there, only run a 4.8, 4.9, 40-yard dash. The reason why they are good is because they hit the hole and then they look for that cut back lane. Many of you guys are all infatuated with the speed. Oh, Tyreek Hill runs a 4.41. Tony Pollard hit 22 miles an hour on Sunday on that 7-yard scamper that he had. It doesn't matter. What made Le'Veon Bell so great? He was patient. He let the holes form and then he hit the holes. So speed does not matter as long as you have vision. And the concept of running the ball north and south, I kind of don't want to knock on Barry Sanders like at all, but that was one of his biggest knocks was he would not run north and south. He would almost not hit the hole. Be like, oh, it's not there. Let me do some crazy stuff and see what happens, right? So just hit the hole hard and like what just make stuff happen. Where am I at here? Rob says how can he be a mud runner when he had barely used? So Drew is saying why is Singletary and Moss how can they run the ball and be effective if they're not using, because they can't. And then Alpha Rob says the guy gets the balls always gets one touchdown. Okay, yeah. I'm assuming you're referring to Moss, because I think Moss has the most touchdowns on the Buffalo Bills, if I'm not mistaken. But guys, nonetheless here, guys, keep the chat going, keep it live, but keep it civil. I do have a really mean bot that blocks everything that says you guys say bad, but when we look at the New England Patriots and the Buffalo Bills from last night, You guys realize that the Buffalo Bills are now the 7th seed in the AFC, right? Let me repeat that for the people in the back that are not listening here. The Buffalo Bills are now the 7th seed in the AFC. Them and the Ravens, guys, could easily be on the outside of the playoffs looking in. I actually had the Ravens. Yes, the Ravens are at the number 3 seed. We talked about this last night. They had them on the outside of the playoffs looking in. The Buffalo Bills are right there. They slip up one way or the other, guys, they are out of the playoffs. There are 13 teams in the AFC playoff picture that are within 2 wins of each other. 13. Colts, Dolphins, Broncos, right? Heck, we thought the Broncos were taking after their four or five game skid. The Broncos are back. If the Broncos would have beat the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday Night Football, they would have been the number 2 seed in the NFC or in the AFC. Do you guys understand? It is mind-boggling to me that you are not winning these games. I'm referring to the Buffalo Bills and the Ravens. You guys need to get your stuff together. I'm going to go out on a limb here. A very, very weak limb. And if the Buffalo Bills, let's pull up their schedule here real quick. The Buffalo Bills, if my internet will load. Come on, baby. Come on. Don't be shy. I pay $135 a month for slow internet. I love it. So the Buffalo Bills, guys, right now they're sitting at 7-5, second in the AFC East, 7th in the playoff race. They play the Buccaneers, Panthers, Patriots again, Falcons, Jets. If the Buffalo Bills lose to the Broncos, lose to the Patriots, they will miss the playoffs. Mark my words. If the Buffalo Bills get destroyed by the Buccaneers this weekend, this Sunday, is it this Sunday, the 12th? Yeah, this Sunday, they will be on a skid and they will miss the playoffs. They will lose to the Patriots and they'll lose to the Falcons as well. Yep, you guys heard it here first. If the Buffalo Bills lose to the Panthers, or if they get killed by the Buccaneers, they're out of the playoffs. But guys, it is time for a break here. We are up against the first break of the night. I got to keep a little bit stricter schedule since we're on Roku TV nowadays. So guys, sit back, relax, and enjoy this. And let me ask you this question here when we go to break. Have the healthy conversation and during the break before we bring Luke G on. Do you guys think the Buffalo Bills will make the playoffs? Let me know in the chat, and we'll definitely talk about that later here in the show. Will the Buffalo Bills make the playoffs? Let me know, guys, here in the chat. We'll be right back here on the Man Hour. Luke G is up next. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. We'll be right back.
check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckcoster flying solo dolo tonight. You can be sure to head over to manhourradio.com and check out the merchandise page. All proceeds from the merch from now until the first of the year, guys, will be going to the nonprofit motorcycle organization that my dad is president of. So, guys, this is a PTSD motorcycle organization, and they are in dire need of everybody's support. Just not them, but PTSD, military transitional support groups in general, because the transition from the military to civilian life is a very, very weird and awkward situation for a lot of military personnel. And sadly, guys, there was 22 military personnel that commit suicide every day because they cannot handle the transition from point A to point B. So be sure to hit the merch button, guys, down in the description below. We have the Takeaway 22 merch. We have the beautiful teal ribbon with the Takeaway 22, and we are doing our best to get that Takeaway 22 happening. So we have talked a little bit about the Buffalo Bills and the New England Patriots. We'll be talking about some Kansas City Chiefs and Miami Dolphins coming up next. But we have to welcome the guy that blesses our airways every Tuesday at 8:30 East Coast time. He brings knowledge. He brings the most level-headed stuff I could ever think of. Mr. Luke G himself. What's up, Luke? Luke with hot topics? I would have never guessed. Would never. What?
Yes, they're ruining football, people. So here's what I'm getting at. Mike Tomlin, after a win against the Baltimore Ravens, when asked about the play of going for it on the 2-point conversion versus tying the game up, they asked him what was his thought, and he replied, "They aggressively play analytics, and from that standpoint, they're predictable." Ladies and gentlemen, I am here to tell you that that's exactly what has happened to football. I am able to now figure out in-game decisions and situations because too many teams are relying on analytics. And I know that somebody's going to say analytics has its place. However, it does make you predictable. It sets you up for the other team to know who you are when you are basing decisions off of analytics. And as far as I can tell, it's ruining football. I got my team doing things like going for it on 4th and 20, fourth and what, 1 with them being on their 28, not even crossing the 50. You got the Buffalo Bills, who I believe play analytics, and said that it made more sense for them to throw the ball in that bad weather than to attempt to commit to the run, because that's going to give them the best chance to win. And I have come to a conclusion that when you are looking at teams base their decision-making off analytics, you are destined to always fail in many instances because you now become, what Mike Tomlin say, predictable. And that, to me, is an issue that I'm getting sick of. I'm tired of hearing about analytics. I'm tired of hearing about how they're being used to make decisions on the field. And I'm tired of them getting in the way of football coaches having to make football decisions. We got to change the way we think. And to me, we are at a bad place when you're talking about analytics. Now, I'm not going to say I'm anti-analytics. I'm just trying to figure out, why are we using analytics so damn much? And that's the problem. That's my question, but why are we using it so much? Is analytics ruining football teams? Is it costing coaches jobs?
Well, Wow, that is a loaded question, Luke, and I love me some loaded question because anything that you say is absolutely 100% wrong, right? So with that being said, I feel let me waffle around here. Hashtag waffle, Mr. Wyatt Williams. We miss you very, very much, man. But hashtag waffle. When you rely on this analytics game, and let's say you are the Baltimore Ravens and you failed that 2-point conversion, and now all of a sudden you are, missed the playoffs because of this one game, because it's one analytic call. When you go into your postseason interview with your general manager and owner and president and whoever else is like there, you can point to say, hey, the analytics said do this, this, and this. Well, like at one point, we're like, what are analytics, right? Analytics were QBRs and passer ratings, and hey, this person throws to the right 80% of the time, so we're going to put our Mr. Revis Island on the right side, or on the left side of the field, and lock it down, right? Now, when we look at analytics, Luke, we are seeing they are affecting everything. They're affecting whether you run the ball on third down or run a screen or do this. It is so freaking stupid. It is literally taking coaching out of the game. Combs got so Luke, Combs, our beautiful co-host that's normally wrong on everything that he says. It's just talks out of his butt over and over and over. But Combs is the type of person that he wants automated strike zone. He wants a computer to tell me whether it's a ball or a strike in the baseball world. He also wants computer referees in the NFL game as well. Well, let's just take it one step further. The analytics are already there. The coaches are already using the analytics to make decisions. Let's just fire all coaches and put computers in there. Luke, do you remember that indoor football arena game or league a couple years ago? It was the fan controlled league, right? They had an app on your phone and you voted whether to pass or run the ball.
Oh, I remember that a long time ago. Yeah.
So let's just do that now. Let's just make the NFL run by fans, run by analytics. So if there's a tie, the analytics say, hey, we're going to punt the ball on 2nd and 13 because that gives us the best analytic choice to get the turnover on the next. It's stupid. Analytics are stupid.
It's dumb, and it takes away from the natural flow of the game. If you are truly in the moment and you look at some of the best coaches, it's because they interpreted the flow of the game. Analytics may tell you punting here gives you the best chance to win. It increases your win percentage, blah, 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 blah. But there's the intangible part of a coach saying, let me talk to my gut. And my gut tells me, look, I can trust the analytics, but if I get it first here, the game's over. I mean, that happened to the Lions against the Ravens.
Yep.
They went with analytics, and they end up running the play, and then they end up basically kicking the ball, and I'm thinking, this is dumb. If you get the first, the game's over. You don't have to worry about a 66-yard field goal. You don't have to worry about if there was a delay of game or not. And what I'm starting to notice is, even with the Ravens, there was no reason for you to go for 2 there. I don't care if they got it. It's still a dumb call because you know what? The play call was beautiful. People are going to say it was poor execution, but the reality is this. It was better for you to go into overtime and take your chances in overtime versus going for 2. It's tough in that area, and analytics should account for that. And I think that they are dumb and that they need to have a place where if you're trying to use analytics, use it in the offseason when you're trying to figure out how you want to readjust your offense or defense. But let's not use them in games where it's telling you to do things. And you can tell the coaches who are using analytics because those scoring games be low. And you can tell that when they're not low, you can tell that coach is using so many analytics, they don't make sense. It's probably one of the reasons why you see so many teams get down early and then the analytics tell you pass here when you really should just run the damn ball.
Yeah.
It works.
Yeah, so so guys, we are speaking with Luke G from Luke G's Field Review. Description or his link to his YouTube channel is in the description below, guys. Let's get him to 3,000 subs because he definitely does great work over there. Let's get him up. So give him a Man Hour Nation. Luke, you are live every Monday through Friday, right? Like
Yes,
over
sir.
there. All right.
Yes,
so
sir.
so back to our analytic talk here. So this whole talk, Luke, started with the Ravens game, right? Just because of what Mike Tomlin said. So on the flip side of that coin, did the analytics really tell Jim Harbaugh to go for 2, or is he just covering his ass? I think he's covering his ass just because in that post-game interview, he says he didn't have any cornerbacks left on the field, and it turns out Marlon Humphreys is out for the season with the torn pec. So he could have been absolutely right. He was afraid to put the defense on the field because they may have marched down the field. But if you want to play that analytics game is telling me that Ben Roethlisberger is not going to complete a deep pass on you because he's already done 3 or 4 deep passes and completed 1. So this is a double-edged sword. So when you play the analytics card of saying the analytics told me to go for 2, which is a complete BS statement, I don't think the analytics told you to go for 2. You're on the road, you are driving, the offense, it looks unstoppable. Like, that's just stupid. But then to tell me that a backup cornerback cannot stop Ben Roethlisberger from throwing the ball down the field, dumb. I don't know. I mean, the analytics game is stupid. I see Drew says he hates the analytics. Drew has been anti-analytics from day one, and I agree.
It don't make sense.
Yeah,
it don't make sense. And the nerve-wracking part about it is the people who swear by it. If they think about the NFL and how the NFL has been, it has constantly tried to evolve its sport over and over and over. At one point, you used to watch football games, and if you didn't know the down and distance of the line, you just sucked at it. Now you get these holographic things that you can't see,
Yep.
that they can't see. But now, and then there's been times where that little line has been there, and they're like, it's a first. He got the first. He's at the yellow line. It's like, that's not the line they're looking at. But the analytics have gotten to a point where it's making teams predictable. And I don't even know if he was trying to save his butt per se. But even if he didn't want to put his defense out, he still had a 50-50 chance at the coin flip for his offense to go first.
Yeah.
So even if you didn't get it, let's just say hypothetically the defense did get put out there first, you get a chance to try to score.
Yeah.
So it's not like it's just one and done. It's not like it was back in the day where they come out and they call one play, get a field goal range, and kick the 50-some yard field goal. You get an opportunity, and to me, decisions made like that are hurting the game, and it's because it is predictable. It is one of them things that you look at and you start to ask yourself, why are so many people using it? In fact, maybe I'm anti-analytical because one of the coaches who was really relying on it heavy was Matt Patricia. It yielded nothing.
Yeah.
It yielded a heartache season. But yeah, it's just terrible.
Well, Matt Patricia did have more wins than Dan Campbell, but we won't poke that bear
right now.
So Drew asked this question, Luke. Like, he asks, did the analytics have something to do with the Packers choosing to kick for 3 instead of letting Rodgers go for it in the conference championship game? And I would have to say yes. Yep. I mean, the analytics definitely probably pointed to kick the field goal. You have Aaron freaking Rodgers. Our defense is playing somewhat well. Maybe we can start out the Bucks, but it definitely had something to choose. But at that point, Luke, you have to trust Aaron freaking Rodgers score a touchdown, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's what you pay him the big bucks for. You pay him the big bucks for him to have an opportunity to make that play. And if you're going to take it out of his hands due to analytics, then you deserve to get what you get.
Yeah.
You have to be able to understand that people are, and this is the thing, before somebody come in here and say, well, if they're so predictable, it makes it so much more challenging. Well, I'm going to show you something about being predictable. You can use analytics, but you can go back and look at that Patriots and Bills game. Analytics didn't tell them to run the ball like that.
No.
A good head coach with a brain who understood game flow and situation said, why throw the ball if I don't have to?
Right. Yeah.
You're never going to have this happen again where somebody throw the ball 3 times or less and win the game. It's never going to happen again.
The only thing I could possibly see it happening is that the Bills Patriots, when they play in New England in 2 weeks, if it's the same weather again. Like, that's the only way. But like, even then, I think the analytics are going to tell you to throw the ball a little bit more, since you'd be a little bit more predictable, right?
I mean, it's so evident though. I mean, dude, I'll give you another perfect example, right? I like to use example. A lot of different sports try to use analytics for a lot of different reasons, right? But there are certain sports that just say analytics don't help us in game situation. And when you look at some of the decision making throughout this season that made you scratch your head, ask yourself, was that a coach making a decision using his gut and understanding of the game flow? Or was he using some other metrics that we didn't know about, aka analytics, and it set him up for failure and had us trying to figure out why can't you just do the simplest thing?
Yeah,
Take the field goal.
That's a great question. So let me ask you this. Let me turn this table around a little bit and complete this full circle here. So when we see a coach like Sean McVay, right? He had a great, first or second season, they made it to the Super Bowl, right? And then they kind of fell off like a lot. You know, they were missing the playoffs. They traded Jared Goff. Now they're back up, and now they're back down again. Do you think a coach like Sean McVay, this quote new age coach, is so reliant on the analytics, and they are being predictable? So teams like the Bucks and the Chiefs, and teams that have good coaches that can shut them down because they know the analytics as well.
I do, because I think when you look at it, like, for example, right? Let's just be honest. Look at the Rams. The Rams have had a team that literally you can only create on Madden football, right? You got a team with Ndamukong Suh, Aaron Donald. Like you at the time they had Peters, all types of talent over there. I mean, it's unheard of. They had 2 or 3 running backs. They get to the Super Bowl, and then out of nowhere, he just made some of the most baffling decisions I've ever seen in my entire life. Even before Super Bowl, I saw decisions that didn't make sense. Now let's fast forward to present day. Here you are with Von Miller, who ain't doing nothing on defense. The defense is absolutely missing. And now when they make decisions on things like, I don't know, say 3rd and 1, instead of giving the ball to Henderson, you're asking Stafford to throw the ball 20, 30 yards down the field. Well, what part of the game plan is that? How does that set you up for success? And it makes me wonder if he's doing it. And it's not just me. It's even people like Rodney Harrison, who has pointed this out on NBC Sports on YouTube. He pointed this out that Matthew Stafford is suffering because of Sean McVay's decision making and the things that he's calling, which I believe is due to analytics. It makes it so predictable and it makes it so challenging. And when you have this predictability going on, it makes you easy to defend. And it's a shame because I think it's happening more than we know.
Yeah. So when you say you think it's happening more than you know, are you talking like 50% of the league, 80% of the league? Like how widespread do you think this analytic game is taking over the NFL?
I think 95% of the league is using analytics, and I think out of that 95%, I think there's a 5% of coaches who just like, that's not coaching for me. They want nothing to do with the technology. They want nothing to do with what I call them accountants. They don't care what the accountants and stat chasers are saying. They're looking at the game in real time and saying, look, here's what I have to do to win and win it. Bill Belichick will look at an analytic and be like, okay, so that's not how the game is going.
So I think there is a spot for analytics in the game, but that is not in the natural flow of the game whatsoever. Right. That is going for 2 points or going for 1. Just and like that almost isn't analytics. That is, being smart and say, hey, if I score a 2-point conversion here, is it still a 2-point game, or is it actually down to a 1-point game? Like, what if I don't make it here? What happens? That's the only part of analytics I want at any part of the game. Also, the timeouts toward the end of the game, when you're within like 4 or 5 minutes left of the game, when you start using your timeouts. That's what I think analytics do play a part in the game, but that's also comes with years of coaching experience and just knowing your situations, right?
Yeah, I mean, think about this, right? If you go through, to me, I believe that truth has to have some type of history, right? And when we look at things that are true, there's a history behind it. Like if I take oxygen away from you, you're probably not going to be able to make it, right? So there's a history that gives us what we're looking for. When you go back in the day and you look at some of the greatest coaches in NFL history, they wasn't doing stuff based on analytics.
No.
They understood how to manage the game in real time based on what was happening in real time in front of them. And when you look at the game as it's played now, the teams who are constantly in the winner's circle are playing with outside of the analytics. Like, I mean, people really want Mike Tomlin going out of Pittsburgh, but he's never had a losing season. And people talk bad about Bill Belichick and make it seem like it's all Tom Brady, but it's not like he's not, out here really doing things that's killing the team. And they've had multiple winning seasons. But we start to go down the list and you look at Mike Zimmerman, a person who I do believe uses analytics. You have to ask yourself the question, like, why are your guys playing so far off on 4th and 2, and we're deep in the red zone? Why? How much space do they need? Right.
Well, the analytics tell you to give 7 yards gap with from 30 yards in, right?
Right. Because the analytics probably told them. It probably told them if they're gonna throw the ball, keep everything in front of you, and chances is they won't get in. But it's like, I only got to break the plane.
Right.
I mean, whether it's a pinky toe or a nose hair, it's not much. And so to me, you look at these things and you go, okay, what happened here? I can show you another game where analytics played it, reared its ugly head, and I knew it was analytics because it didn't make sense. And then they turned around and fired the offensive coordinator. It was the Panthers. I'm watching this game and I'm thinking to myself, so make it make sense? Why are we doing this?
So Luke, let me address the elephant in the room. Let me take some words from your show here, which is a great show, guys. We were speaking with Luke G. Field Review. Link to his YouTube channel is in the description below. What if we took analytics out of the game? How many head coaches would be fired? Would all 95% of them that are using them be fired, or do you think some could actually adapt, Luke?
I think there's a small few who can adapt, but I think majority of them will be fired because now they wouldn't have. See, they can go into the owner's office and show him or her numbers, right?
Right.
Hey, I know this seems crazy, but right here, if I call this play, we had a 65% chance of winning. Well, what about the play that you didn't call? That was 4 or 5 plays to go on a drive. What about when it was 1st and 5 and you threw the ball instead of running it? What about that? What about when you audible? What about when you come out on 4th and 1 and you in shotgun? What about that?
I don't know. Good.
It's just one of the things that you have to look at and you have to see that, yeah, they can sit there and say these things, but they can take this to their boss in real time and show, hey, I made the right decision. Who's going to argue with numbers? Most of the people in the NFL are business people. It's a reason why Jason Garrett kept his job so long as a head coach when he really is just a decent offensive coordinator. And so to me, yes, the analytics are playing this part. And I think most of these people would be fired because you can't excuse these decisions. You just can't. Like, why are you not, like, for example, like you go out and you get, like, the Bengals, right? The Bengals are starting to see what it's like to not have an offensive line.
Right.
When it matters. It was all smooth sailing early on. But now that we're getting into the crunch time, the Bengals are starting to understand, yeah, maybe I should have took Sewell.
Maybe, but Sewell's been hurt like all season too, right? But hindsight,
it's still performing.
Yeah,
still
true.
Performing.
So when we look at the analytic aspect, like, let's just broaden our horizons like a little bit here. Do you think analytics are used in Major League Baseball? Like, hey, my analytics tell me to throw a curveball here, so I'm going to throw a curveball here. Maybe that's why the Houston Astros were, quote, cheating, but they weren't cheating because the analytics tell them that, hey, they're going to throw a curveball here.
I do. I think it's because baseball is the ultimate stat sport.
Yeah, like
they got a stat for everything. They're like smartphones. They got an app for it. Yeah, there's a stat for it.
Yep.
And to me, I do think it's playing a part in there. I don't think the analytics is playing a part in basketball, and if it is, it's not playing a part in it other than say, hey, it's halftime. Here's what the analytics say that's happening. And then the coach has to make a decision from his gut if this really happening or not, and say, well, you know what? I don't like this information. I'm going to go with this route because I don't think that's right. But baseball, absolutely, it's the ultimate stat sport. And if you are a fantasy person and you like stats and numbers, and then baseball is it for you. You know,
Right.
like that's how it works. When they say, "Oh, he's batting 1,000," it gets deeper than that. They're doing decimal points and everything else. So yeah, I think analytics has definitely invaded that sport because as a Tiger fan, I've had a few times where I'm trying to figure out why are you butting the ball and like there's nobody on the base and we're in like the 8th inning at the bottom. Like, what was that gonna do? You're down 1-0. What was that gonna do? You're bunting like for what? Analytics. It's gotta be. It's the only thing I can think of that makes sense to me.
Yeah. So let's say in hindsight here, analytics never existed in the sport. Would Tampa Bay Buccaneers be Super Bowl champs if analytics wasn't around?
You talking about for the first Super Bowl or the second?
Last one, the 2020 or 2021's Super Bowl.
Yeah, they would have. And it's because of Bruce Arians. Bruce Arians trusts his gut. He trusts the situation and the game flow. I've seen Bruce Arians in games where he's leaned on Tom Brady heavily because that was what was getting the results, and that's what the flow said. And I've seen games where he said, basically, Tom, you're blowing it for us. This is going to be the Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette show. Or, Tom, I need you to throw these passes a little bit shorter, so we're going to change our routes and do this. But he's doing that based on the flow of the game. Because you can see in real time in a lot of those games, when things wasn't going his way, he was growing frustrated and getting mad. And then he gets into the media and he cussed them out and this person didn't play well and got to play better.
Right.
So, yeah, I think they still would have made it because I think he has that attitude. But at the end of the day, they got to find a way to use analytics a little bit different. And I'm tired of them using it in game or in major situations. If you need a mathematical formula to help you decide on a hard decision, you probably shouldn't be a head coach. Ooh. And that's the reality.
That is strong words from a very strong man, Captain Insano. If you guys can name that movie, I'll give you guys a t-shirt. So Drew, Mr. Conspiracy Theory himself here, Lou. So Drew is a very special individual. He has conspiracy theories. He roots for like 15 NFL teams, but he says possible conspiracy theory here is a league using analytics to purposely influence the outcome of games/seasons.
Yeah. A lot of people had the Lions with a lonely record. I did not see it. In fact, they had us the underwhelming underdog in all 17 games. They basically said that we wouldn't score a lot of points, and it played out exactly like they said. Now, where I come from, there's coincidences, and there's just a bunch of hogwash because somebody's manipulating something. And when you think about it, yeah, I mean, people bet on these games. People put money on these games. This one dude, I think he put like $300 that the Lions would go to the Super Bowl, and if he won, he was going to get like an amazing outcome for it. But he said it was worth the bet. And the reality was everything was so stacked against him, and it played out exactly like they said. And I just find it ridiculous. I find it absurd that these things are happening because, for example, I've noticed with the officiating, something I talked about, I think it was like last week or the week before, I talked about the officiating, how the officiating is too involved in the outcomes of these games. And so now you take that into play with point spreads and everything else. All this stuff ain't just been created because they ain't got nothing to do. It's created for a reason. So, yeah, I do think that they're trying to adjust and make things different on the outcome of the game because whether they know it or not, they get money from this. When people go out and bet, they get money from this. That's why they back all these betting apps and stuff. So, yeah, I it could be a conspiracy, but it sure as hell seemed like it to me.
So let's take it one step further. Has gambling and influence, like basically changed sports? Like is sports now? Let's jump on this conspiracy bandwagon bandwagon here, Luke. Let's just go all in on it. Dive head first. Fantasy betting apps, plus this analytic game that we have. Is this driving the NFL, Major League Baseball, soccer, etc.? Are we just out there for money?
Yep, because that's what makes the world go around.
Right.
And it's one of the reasons why I'm irritated. And I'm going to tell you how bad fantasy is. I remember back in the day when you bought a football game, there was like 32 or 28 or whatever the number of the teams was, and that's all you can play with. Now you have what's called MUT team. Oh, and everybody want to go and spend money for packets of cars and stuff. And then you have so many more microtransactions. Even when I used to be really big into NBA 2K and NBA Live. Now, if I want my player to be anything, it's not about me going out there and doing the grind. It's about me spending another $20, $40 and then still going out there to do the grind to get little attributes. And so, yeah, it's gotten to a point now where it's about the money. If I can influence the money, I get people to watch. Everybody's going to watch when you got money on the line. People are going to watch when you pay money to go to the stadiums. You know, when you can literally go buy like 100 boxes of microwavable popcorn for which you pay for popcorn in these stadiums. But guess what? It's all money. It's all about making sure that they can track what's going on. And then here's the thing. I have this crazy theory when it comes to the lottery, and I think it happens in most sports. In the lottery, I think there's a computer, and everybody go out and they put their numbers in, and the computer realizes that everybody put their number in, and it picked the one number nobody picked so they can keep betting. I think the same thing happens in sports. Everybody goes out and picks certain players on fantasy, and they look up and they go, oh, man, 100% of the people got this guy for fantasy. We going to throw some flags here or something. It's got to be something altering these outcomes because it's happening too much, and it's scaring the hell out of me.
Wow. You guys are making me think and made me get upset because, I mean, I want to think that the game that I grew up playing in college and made a profession out of it for like a little while, right? That now all of a sudden it is rigged. Like there's no way that the NFL is rigged, right? Come on, man.
I mean, dude, I remember in high school. I'm not gonna lie. We can go to high school and college. I can tell you a story on both. But in both the high school and college games, I'll never forget. I'm playing linebacker. I'm feeling good, and we're going against teams that was like, oh, these are good teams. And I'm like, oh, okay. I don't see too much good over here. And we come out game, boom, just hit them in the mouth, right? That's for the whole first half. In high school, I went into a game up in the half 24-6. Second half, everything I was doing in the first half, all the moves I was using on blitzes and coverage, and all of a sudden they're throwing flags. What? Flags for this. Flags for that. I said, wait, what the hell going on? I get to college. I'm trying to wipe this high school debacle down because, by the way, we lost that game 31-24. We had at least 2 touchdowns wiped off the board on penalties. I get to college. I'm playing college ball. We had this one particular game where at this point they asked me to play fullback on this one play because our guy had went down. I was like, cool, I got it, coach. I got it. I go and block a dude straight up. Like straight up run into him, block him, destroy him. I got called for unnecessary roughness. When have you ever seen an offensive player at fullback get called for unnecessary roughness? And then here's another one for you. In the NFL just recently, what was the weird call that we couldn't figure out?
False start in the center?
False start on the center. I said, what? What? Who? Where? Where they do that at? So yeah, I'm not big on the conspiracy thing, but I'm telling you, sometimes where there's smoke, there's fire, and it's a lot of smoke flaring up. And I'm just looking at it, saying to myself, something's got to give. And I'm not seeing the scenarios where we can say, hey, this and this is not happening.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Luke, the more I look back, the more I sit back, the more I see it. I'm like, man, something just doesn't make sense and just smells ugly. And it started with fantasy football. John Gruden was exactly right. And now it's growing to the analytics game as well. But guys, this is Luke G from Luke G's Field Review. Be sure to subscribe him on YouTube.com. The link is in the description. Luke, tell the people what your show is all about, man.
Hey, it's Luke G's Field Review, where we talk all things Detroit Lions football. I felt that the Lions was not getting fair representation. I decided to put it in my own hands to give them a fair shot. We do film study, we talk draft, we talk Lions transactions, and much more. There's live shows, there's opportunities for you to join the show and just be a part of a positive atmosphere where the show is about you, for you, by you, and with you. And that's basically what the Field Review is about.
Yeah, and Luke, I am so glad to be a part of your, I was on your show earlier tonight. I had a great fun. I'm always excited you join here on Tuesday nights. I look forward to every Tuesday night because of your greatness here. Thank you for joining us, guys. And guys, we are up against a break. Here on the other side of the break, we got to talk a little bit of Kansas City Chiefs football. Are they back? So let me ask you guys this question before we head to break. The analytics here. Funny that we're talking about analytics. The ESPN analytics have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the New England Patriots in the Super Bowl. Is that the Super Bowl that's going to happen, guys? Let me know in the chat, and we'll be right back here on the Man Hour. manhourradio.com. And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckasher here, flying solo dodo night as I need to get that off of there. Where are we at? There we are. All right, guys. So I had a little bit too much fun during pre-show, as you guys know. If you are a member, you can simply become a member by hitting that join button. As low as 99 cents a month. You get pre-show footage, behind-the-scenes footage, after-show footage, all the good stuff here over here at manhourradio.com. Also, guys, picking up some merchandise as well. So we had a wonderful guest here on, Luke G. He is with us every Tuesday at 8:30 East Coast time. A little early today, but you know what? I love Luke G. He is a brother, and we have so much fun with Luke. I was on Luke G's show earlier tonight. I'm actually over there about once a week. I'm going to try to get on there, bless their crowd with some greatness over here at Man Hour. But guys, be sure to hit that subscribe button to Luke G's YouTube channel. Link is in the description. So we have talked a little bit about Buffalo Bills, and we've talked some analytics. But now, guys, I want to talk about a team that is very near and dear to my heart. A team that has had me very, very high and then very, very low. And that is none other than the Kansas City Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs beat the Denver Broncos 22-9 on Sunday Night Football. Yes, a weird score for the Kansas City Chiefs, right? 22-9. But this is the biggest stat that I have seen all season long. The Denver Broncos, guys, held the ball for 14 minutes in the second quarter. They had one drive for over 14 minutes in the second quarter. Basically kept the Kansas City offense off the field for all but like 30 seconds in the second quarter. However, 4th and 2 came from like the 12 or 10 yard line. Kansas City Chiefs D's flexed on and said, "Not today, big boys," and that was a game-changing moment of the game. So, we're going to sit back. We're going to ask the question, are the Kansas City Chiefs back? Are the Kansas City Chiefs back to their Super Bowl ways? Are the Kansas City Chiefs back to flexing on the entire NFL? Are the Kansas City Chiefs back to even winning back-to-back games, right? And I want to say no. The Kansas City Chiefs are not back. They are not good right now. Their offense is struggling. Their defense is doing great. Their defense is flexing on the NFL. Flexing is the word of the night, apparently. Steve Spagnuolo, for whatever reason, sucks the first 9 weeks of the season, but somehow turns it around second half of the season. Buck Nasty over here at manhour_Buck says, hashtag fire Steve Spagnuolo every freaking season like he's here. And then somehow he turns it around and have a successful season, right? What is wrong with the Kansas City Chiefs offense? That is the question. Patrick Mahomes has 1 touchdown or less in 4 straight home games. Did you guys hear that stat? Patrick Mahomes, or actually the Kansas City Chiefs offense as a whole, has 1 touchdown or less in 4 straight home games. This is talking about home field advantage, the loudest stadium in the United States, whatever, right? Patrick Mahomes also has a QBR rating of 41.7 in the last 6 games. Why? What is wrong with him? You want to know what's wrong with him? Said it before. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to repeat it over and over and over until this is addressed. His wife, Brittany Matthews, is a distraction. His brother living with him and his wife is a distraction. Him not preparing this offseason the way he should is a distraction. Buying a part of the Royals, buying the soccer team, buying the women's soccer teams, investing into... He is doing great for the community. I get it. Patrick Mahomes is doing great things for the city of Kansas City, for the state of Missouri, for the state of Kansas. He is doing great things. But he had a career-altering injury in the AFC Championship game. He had that turf toe, right? What did he do this offseason to prepare him to get healthy, to make a freaking playoff run? He hasn't done nothing. Last Sunday is the first time that I've seen Patrick Mahomes scramble and be effective and get into the end zone first time all season. He actually looked a little bit healthy on Sunday night when he scrambled into the end zone. A little bit healthy. Then, bada bing, bada boom, back to good old Patrick Mahomes. Going to fail. So you got to ask yourself the question. I'm going to propose it to the chat here. If you guys are watching here, be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and the bell icon as well. We do upload clips each and every day, Monday through 7 days a week, 365 days a year, 24 hours a day. Every 3 hours, 8, 11, 12, 5, 8, 11, 2, right? 20, right around the clock. Do we think Patrick Mahomes is trying too hard? Do we think the basic fundamentals of playing quarterback and Patrick Mahomes is not being practiced? Because when we watch the games, we see him sidearm balls. We see him no-look passes. We see him jump hooks, right? We see all the spectacular plays. Hell, we saw that a spin pass, right? When he was in the pocket, he spun out and hit him. You know, I think Travis Kelce ended up dropping the ball, but a beautiful pass, right? Do we think he is practicing these crazy stunts so freaking much that he has forgot to practice the fundamentals? I'm going to say yes. Playing quarterback is a very repetition sport, right? Or any, like, playing. So when you guys play a sport, it is very repetitious. You do the same thing over and over again. And when you start doing this crazy shit and it starts to be like your natural way, you start making the easy stuff hard. It is stupid, right? Like, I think that's what the problem with Lamar Jackson is, to be honest, is we always see him trying to throw sidearm throwing under guys instead of like over guys, and being a good quarterback. And I think that's what Patrick Mahomes does. He has forgotten to practice the basic fundamentals. 3-step drop, keep the ball up and fire it down the field, right? That's what he's lacking. He is lacking the basic fundamentals. So how can the Kansas City Chiefs improve? Go back to the basics. Stop trying to be these superheroes. Stop trying to put up 85 points in a game. They needed this 22-9 win. They needed it. They needed to have an ugly win, and quite frankly, I think this is the recipe for success moving forward. Run the ball with Clyde Edwards-Helaire, have your defense win, much like the Patriots. Yes. Actually, let me ask you guys this question. Let me know in the chat. Who is better right now at quarterback? Is it Mac Jones or is Patrick Mahomes? That's a great poll question. I'll put it for poll question tomorrow here at Man Hour, youtube.com/Man Hour. We are live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. East Coast time. Of course, we have the pre-show, behind-the-scenes footage, and after show. I'll come find us on Ruco TV. Big X Sports Radio 96.1, 313 The Flash, Northwest Streaming Sports. Yes, you can find us anywhere. Podcast form, iHeartRadio, Spotify, all that good stuff. Is Patrick Mahomes, let me see if I can spit this out without puking over myself. Is Mac Jones better than Patrick Mahomes right now? In this 2021 NFL season, is Mac Jones better than Patrick Mahomes? That's the question that I want to know, and that is the answer. Give me a hashtag Mahomes or a hashtag Jones in the chat, and tomorrow we'll have a poll. So, with the win over the Denver Broncos, the Kansas City Chiefs are now in third place in the AFC Playoff picture. Yes, there's 6 games left in the season. We're going into week 14, right? 18 weeks, so roughly 5 games left in the NFL season. The AFC playoff picture is very convoluted. There is a lot of people trying to buy into these 7 spots. 12 teams to be exact. 12 teams are really locked in the hunt. There is no team that is out yet, but there's definitely some wiggle room for some other teams. So when we look at this AFC playoff picture, right now we have the Patriots at number 1. Number 2 was the Tennessee Titans, maybe. 3 were the Chiefs. 4 were the Ravens. 5, I don't remember who it is. 6, 7, right? The Bills were number 7. I do know that. So when we look at this AFC playoff picture, are we going to see some 10-win teams that don't get into the playoffs? Are we going to see some 11-win teams that don't get into the playoffs? And the answer to that question is yes. We are going to see some damn good AFC teams that do not get into the playoffs this season. The AFC is so good right now. You have 12 teams within 2 wins of each other. From first place to the 12th place, 2 wins. 2 wins. We could see the Ravens and the Bills guys not make the playoffs this season. Think about that. Many people had the Buffalo Bills going to the playoffs. The Ravens are leading their division right now. Both of those teams could miss the playoffs with 10 wins apiece. 10 wins. Wow. Moving on. It's that time to talk about the Minnesota Vikings and the Detroit Lions' first win of the season. Did you guys know that the Minnesota Vikings are the only team in the NFL this season who have a 6-point lead or plus in every game this season, but yet they're only 5-7? What is that all about, right? Man, sorry guys. These allergies are getting me. Also, another fun fact. This is the first win for Jared Goff without Sean McVay. Take that. Wrap your head around that as well. And this is the Lions' first win since week 14 of the 2020 season. A lot of good things are happening for Lions, right? No, the Lions suck, guys. I tried to jump on the Detroit Lions bandwagon. No, sorry, Luke. Sorry, Field. Sorry, One Pride Nation. Lions just aren't very good. I see a guy jumping in the chat. Jordan P. says Kyler Murray. Let me make sure I'm reading this correctly. Let me adjust the old glasses here. Kyler Murray is the best quarterback in the NFL, says Jordan P. Well, Jordan P., you are 100% wrong, sir. Kyler Murray is the most overrated quarterback in the NFL. I'll give you that one. Kyler Murray is he might win the MVP this year, right? But a MVP does not solidify you in the NFL. Kyler Murray will be out of the league in 3 seasons. Bada bing, bada boom. See ya. His rookie contract is up. He gone. I know. Bring on the hate. Bring it on, because you guys know I'm right. Kyler Murray is not the best quarterback in the NFL. No effing way. You have 3 guys right now that I can name off the top of my head that are better than Kyler Murray. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this, Jordan P? Tom Brady, Aaron freaking Rodgers. I'm going to give you Mac Jones. Mac Jones right now is better than Kyler Murray. Hell, I would take Carson Wentz is better than Kyler Murray right now. Hell, Tua is better than Kyler Murray right now. Tua has 80% passer rating for the last six weeks of his the last 6 games. Drew says I think Kyler is top 3. Drew, you're still wrong. I'll give you guys top 5. I'll give you top 5. But the true greatness of a quarterback, the true ranking of a quarterback, let's put Kyler Murray on any other team in the NFL. Does he put up the numbers that he puts up? No, he doesn't. If you put Kyler Murray on the Giants, are the Giants better? Maybe by a game. That's about it. You put Tom Brady on the Giants, they're probably a playoff caliber team. Or they are a playoff caliber team. You put Aaron Rodgers on the Giants, they're definitely in the playoffs. You put Kyler Murray on the Kansas City Chiefs, worse, way worse. You put Tom Brady on the Chiefs, probably about the same. Aaron Rodgers on the Chiefs, they're a game or 2 better. There is no way that Kyler Murray is the best quarterback in the league. Will he win the MVP this season? Probably by default, because he's a quarterback. 2, he's a great story. 3, they are the best team right in the NFL in the regular season. I might add, they'll be a first round playoff exit. I should say a first game playoff exit. So, is Kyler Murray the best quarterback in the league? No. Sorry, Jordan. He's not, my man. Drew says, keep drinking, Buck. No, I can't, man. I got to go to bed here very, very shortly. Even though I'm off till the first of the year. I'm pretty excited about that. But, guys, let's talk a little bit. Let's transition gears. Where's the button at? Oh, here we go. We haven't done that in a while, have we, guys? Play a little what the? We'll do that tomorrow. We'll bring what this back. But the Miami Dolphins, guys. The Miami Dolphins are a team that many people wrote off. Week 3, week 4? They were 0-3 or 0-4, right? But don't look now, guys. The Miami Dolphins have won 5 games in a row, and they are 6 of their last 7 going into their bye week. Looking at the remaining schedule for the Miami Dolphins, obviously they have a bye week, week 14, this coming up. Then they play the Jets at home. Then they're at the Saints, at the Titans, and then they had the Patriots at home. Can the Miami Dolphins, guys, after we wrote them off for the last, I don't know, at least 7 weeks, can they make the playoffs? They are firmly in the playoff picture, obviously, with the 6 wins, right? They are firmly in the hunt as a wild card. I don't think they have enough mustard right now to catch the Patriots or even the Bills, whoever wins the East. But let's look at their schedule. They play the Jets. Can they beat the Jets? Who knows, right? Every time we pick a team to beat the Jets come out and flex on that team. So don't sleep on the Jets, but it is at Miami. So I am going to pick the Miami Dolphins to win that game. That will put them excuse me, 7-7 on the season. 500 record going in, traveling to it's not even the Mercedes Dome anymore. I don't even know what it's called. Is it called the Mercedes Dome? The Super Bowl in New Orleans to take the Saints. We don't know who the Saints are. There are a couple bipolar teams in the NFL right now that we don't know who they are. Cincinnati Bengals, Seattle Seahawks, and the Saints. Which Saints team is going to show up? Is it going to be the Saints team that destroyed the Patriots or the Green Bay Packers week 1? Or is it going to be the one that laid the egg last week? Yes, I know, injuries, yada, 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 whatever. But I'm going to pick the Miami Dolphins in that game as well. 8-7 on the season. 8-7 so far. Then comes week 17. Drum roll, please. They travel to Nashville, Tennessee to take on the Titans. They take on those mighty, mighty Titans. Titans are trash. Titans are trending down. You should not have the Titans in the top 10 of any power ranking whatsoever. We'll talk to Bus tomorrow, see where they're at. That Titan. They beat the Titans. Right there, that's 9-7. Gives us a week 18 matchup. Battle of the AFC mighty, mighty Patriots versus the Miami Dolphins. Who's going to win this game? I think the Patriots have their number 2 or even number 1 seed locked up. They can't go up. They can't go down. So they're not going to play too many players that particular game. But I still think the Patriots beat them no matter what. And that will leave them at 9-8 on the season. And unfortunately, Miami Dolphin fans, you guys had a great record. You know, you've won 5 in a row. Hell, you probably won 7 in a row. But that's just not good enough to make the playoffs. Sorry, guys. Miami Dolphins fans, you guys are going to miss the playoffs this year. Time for a break, guys. We'll be back. And welcome back to the Man Hour, guys. Michael Buckeye here with the Man Hour. Be sure to head to manhourradio.com and check out the merchandise page. All profits from the merchandise from now until the first of the year will be going to a non-profit motorcycle organization out there in Topeka, Kansas. They help veterans with PTSD, getting to and from appointments, clothing them, housing them with any financial needs that they could possibly need out there. So, guys, give support to us. Takeaway 22 shirts now are live. Description is in the description, guys. 22 suicides a day is way too many for anybody. So, guys, be sure to check out the merch. It is right here. It is the teal ribbon with the Takeaway 22 under the ribbon there. Sorry. It's been one of those nice guys. It's been really high emotions, really low emotions here. And so right now it's kind of that somber feeling, but we'll get through it. So, guys, we have here about 8 minutes left here on the Man Hour tonight, guys, and it is time to open up for Shop Talk. So, you guys got any questions whatsoever, let me know here in the chat, preferably youtube.com/Man Hour is where we like to answer most of those questions. But, of course, you guys can answer us on any platform. You can follow me on Twitter at manhour_buck. And, of course, you can also find us on Facebook and Periscope and all that good stuff as well. So I did see some questions coming through here earlier. Alpha Rob and Havoc were both in the chat. I see they have dropped off here, but Havoc says the Bills are soft and not built for the playoffs. Havoc, I'm going to go out on a sorry. Let me clip this. Havoc says the Bills are soft and not built for the playoffs. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that the Bills are not built to play in their own stadium. The Buffalo Bills are built for Tampa Bay. The Buffalo Bills are built for a dome. New Orleans, Colts, Vikings. The Vikings are outside now, but they are built for a warm weather dome team. They're not even built for New York. For whatever reason, Havoc, the Buffalo Bills are not running the ball like they did last season. They are relying so much on Josh Allen's arm talent and arm strength to carry them, and it's absolutely. As a Buffalo Bills fan, I would kind of be like, what the hell, right? Because what they started the season off, they were number one in the power rankings. They were flying through teams, and then ever since that Tennessee loss, it is like they have lost their identity almost. And quite frankly, it's kind of disturbing if you are a Buffalo Bills fan or if you're an AFC fan, hoping that the AFC can beat the NFC and the playoffs. The Buffalo Bills are not your team. They definitely are soft. Not built for New York, not built for the playoffs. They need to run the ball more. So let's go ahead and go through this chat a little bit more. Drew says, I hate analytics. That was back when we were talking about Luke G, or with Luke G, I should say here. Here is a question. If Patrick Mahomes was on the New England Patriots, how good would the Patriots be? If Patrick Mahomes was on the New England Patriots, how good would the Patriots be? I think the Patriots would be worse. I think the Patriots would be worse with Patrick Mahomes on their team. Why? Because the Patriots are such a structured, such a fundamentally sound, spacing, organized team. What makes the Kansas City Chiefs great in Patrick Mahomes is that backyard football style. When the play breaks down, he can extend plays, throw the ball 7 yards off his back foot to Tyreek Hill streaking, running 80 miles an hour. Right? What do the New England Patriots have success on? Nickel and diming you down the field, very precise slant routes. 1-2, boom, the ball's there. So. If Patrick Mahomes was on the Patriots, they would be worse. I don't think they would be. They wouldn't have any more success. They would definitely have less, but it would probably be right about the same. So they would be worse in hindsight to me, but they might be the same record wise, but they would definitely be worse. So scrolling through the chat some more here, guys. It is time for Shop Talk. Shop Talk is brought to you by Skull Candy Headphones. Link is in the description. Click on the link. And be sure to save yourself, guys, 20% in there. And then the last question of the night is, how about Favre QB? Sorry, Drew. Re-ask the question. How about your fave QB, Minshew? Oh, my fave. He wants to talk about Gardner Minshew. Drew, I'm not going to talk about Gardner Minshew. You know how I feel about Mr. Gardner Minshew himself. Gardner Minshew, his stupid ass mustache, his stupid cut off shorts, his beautiful manicured face, his sculpted body. God, he makes me so angry that he looks so good. No, guys, for whatever reason, he. Let me ask you this question, Drew. What is the infatuation with Gardner Minshew? He got cut by the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yes, he beat the Jets. The lonely Jets with the Philadelphia Eagles. Congratulations. He beat them. So proud. So proud. What has Gardner Minshew done for you lately? He had one win with the Jacksonville Jaguars, right? He has like 3 wins on his whole career. Why do people love Gardner Minshew? Because of his mustache? Because of his cool personality? Man, shut the hell up. He is freaking ridiculous. He's stupid. I hope he stubs his toe and bleeds out of his pinky toe and has to have a Band-Aid on it. Sheesh. Guys, that's going to be it for the Man Hour. If you are a member, the behind-the-scenes footage and after show is starting here right now. We're just going to chill. We're going to have some fun. We're going to talk about the next week's show. We're going to talk about the future of the Man Hour. If you guys have missed any part of the show, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Man Hour. You can get all the clips there. You can rewatch the episodes, of course. And, of course, if you guys have missed any part of the show whatsoever, we're on iTunes, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. But also, go to Goodpods. Download that application, and you can rank each and every episode there from Man Hour, guys. Right now, we're sitting at number 9 out of all the sports podcasts out there. So we would like to be number 1, guys. So give us a ranking. Help us bump those rankings up. And we'll catch you guys tomorrow. The crew is back tomorrow. What we got? We got Combs is back on. Happy birthday to his daughter tonight at Blackhawks game. Have fun, Combsy. We got Spilled Soup. We got the NFL Power Rankings. And, of course, we're going to have the infamous What Does. Man Hour Nation, guys. Rise up. We'll see you tomorrow.